My sister-in-law took the whole family out camping. Out in the wild, they found this natural trampoline. I told her not to go on it. It was probably a king cobra nest. She told me to mind my own business, and just dragged the whole family to start jumping on it. Crushed an entire clutch of snake eggs. Scared the mama snake would come for revenge, she secretly stuffed the egg-scented clothes into my bag. I had no clue. By the time I got home, the mama snake had followed the scent straight to our door. Me, my mom, my dad, all three of us got killed. When I opened my eyes again, I was back to the day before the camping trip. "Uncle, come camping with us!" Sure, I'll tag along. The trip was tomorrow. I had to get ready. I went to the store solo and grabbed a windbreaker, jacket, pants, hiking boots, a sun hat, and gloves. That way, even if I stepped on a venomous snake, it couldn't bite through. On top of the gear, I stocked up on anti-venom for multiple snake species. No way was I letting my parents get caught up in this again. So I signed them up for an international tour that required a passport, just to get them out of the country. "Son, why'd you book us on a tour? We're fine just staying home and watching TV. It's the middle of summer, way too hot to be going out. Get a refund now. Mom, go have fun with Dad, it's settled." Next day came fast. The tour guide sent a photo of my parents boarding the bus. That's when I finally felt at ease. I was ready. My sister-in-law's family was all packed up too. My brother was at work, so it was just me, my nephew, my sister-in-law, her parents, and her grandma in the car. Her mom shot me a look. Total attitude. "Oh, your uncle went to a top university and he's dressed head to toe in this heat. Isn't he scared of getting a heat rash?" Inside the car, I took off my jacket, but the long sleeves were still soaking up heat. Her family was too cheap to run the AC, and I was sweating buckets. "Hey, could you maybe turn on the AC? You think AC is free? You've never run a household. You have no idea how expensive everything is." Kids these days don't know how to save. Back in our day, we had no AC and survived just fine. "Sis, did my brother skip your allowance this month? You're even cutting the AC bill?" My sister-in-law, sitting in the passenger seat, went pale and turned on the AC without a word. "Don't think your brother's so great just because he brings home a paycheck. With that salary of his, if he wasn't so obedient, I would have divorced him ages ago." I wasn't gonna argue. I was here to send them all on their way, permanently. 2 hours later, we hit the campsite. Just like last time, my sister-in-law got a wild idea to take everyone mushroom foraging. "I heard you can find Matsutake mushrooms up in the hills." She grabbed a basket, all hyped up. Her parents followed, poking through the bushes barehanded, not a shred of common sense. And her grandma, an absolute wild card. She scooped up stream water with her bare hands and drank it straight. I walked at the back watching them mess around. This time I wasn't going to warn them like I did in my past life. My nephew, walking beside me, suddenly goes, "Uncle, when I grow up, are you going to buy me a house?" "Who told you that?" "Mom did. She said everything you earn is going to be mine. Once we spend all of Grandpa and Grandma's money, we'll spend yours." I just laughed. Never seen a leech this shameless and completely at peace with it. I figured we were getting close to that snake nest. Sure enough, I heard my sister-in-law squeal, "Come look, there's a trampoline here, this is so fun." We walked over. She was standing on a pile of leaves and branches. That was a king cobra nest. To keep the eggs from flooding, they build these mounds about 40 centimeters high. Seeing that nest again still sent chills down my spine. I stayed sharp, eyes scanning everything around me. Last time I told her not to go on it. She called me nosy and started filming herself jumping on it. After her followers pointed it out, she panicked and shoved her contaminated clothes into my bag. Got my whole family killed. This time I watched her bounce away happily and said nothing. I even pulled out my phone and blasted Little Apple to keep the party going. Her grandma hopped on too, bouncing around like a little kid. "Oh wow, this is so fun." Her parents joined in, jumping all over that mound with big smiles on their faces. My sister-in-law looked down at my nephew, her expression going cold. "Get up here, son." My nephew hid behind me and shook his head. "No, just like your dad. A total coward. Clearly runs in the Lin family. Bad genes. Kid turned out just as spineless as his father." I laughed to myself. Without the Lin family genes, that kid probably couldn't even get into middle school. My brother went to a top-tier university. No clue how he ended up with someone who barely finished elementary school. My sister-in-law turned to me with this encouraging look. "Come on, little bro, get up here and play." I've been having chest issues lately. Can't do anything intense. "Hey sis, my brother told me you were on the dance team back in school. Why not bust a move right now? I'll film it and post it for your followers." She got pumped, handed me her phone to record, and launched into a full-on backflip and punched straight through the mound. One foot dropped in, the music cut out. We all froze, staring at her. She let out a terrified scream. Her legs were shaking. Her dad yanked her foot out fast. It was covered in slime and broken eggshell. And a baby snake, about the width of a thumb, coiled around her ankle. Me and my nephew were both shaking. Her dad just casually picked it up, grinning, no idea if it was venomous, and stuffed it into the liquor bottle he always carried. Her grandma ripped open the mound and found a whole clutch of white eggs stuck together, oval-shaped and elongated. "These are a delicacy, super nutritious." She excitedly picked out the uncracked ones and cradled them in her arms to take back. I grabbed my sister-in-law's sun hat and handed it to Grandma. "Put them in here, easier to carry." Grandma saw it fit perfectly and, true to form, scooped up every last egg from the mound, hat packed full. "Can you actually eat these?" "Of course, more than enough to cook up a good meal." I laughed inside. Sure, snake eggs are nutritious, packed with amino acids and minerals. But there's a reason humans stick to chicken, duck, and goose eggs. Because we can take on a mama hen. We cannot take on a mama snake. They were about to go hunt for firewood when I pointed at the nest. "Why bother? You've got a whole pile of kindling right here." Her parents got to work, tore apart the nest, used it as fuel, and set up a pot to boil the eggs. They ate the king cobra's eggs and burned down its nest. Way worse than what happened last time. That cobra was going to come home, lose its mind, and hunt them to the ends of the earth. I claimed I couldn't stand the smell and stepped far away, staying on high alert. The eggs cooked up fast. Grandma ate 2, my sister-in-law had 1, and her parents each put down 3. 1 was left. Grandma wasn't sharing with me. She called my nephew over. He shook his head hard. I'm not eating it. Poor kid. No taste for the finer things. She dropped the last egg into my sister-in-law's bowl. Eat up. Maybe you'll have a big healthy baby next year. After the eggs, her parents went fishing while my sister-in-law and Grandma started setting up the tents. Grandma, set up somewhere close. No need to walk far and wear yourself out. Grandma pitched the tent right next to the mound. My sister-in-law went even further. She made her bed on top of the trampoline. She was bouncing away on that wobbly surface. Little bro, come up, it's so comfy. Nah, I still need to set up my tent, go have fun. I walked off, found a flat spot, pitched my tent, and spread a ring of Realgar powder all around it. Hoping to make it through the night, I double-checked my King Cobra anti-venom. My sister-in-law texted me to come eat. We headed to the river to find her dad. How many fish did you catch? He was sitting on the bank, laid back as ever. When he saw us coming, he grinned and held up his catch, 2 grass carp. Out in the middle of nowhere with no stocked fish, 2 was pretty solid. Perfect, let's cook them right here. Her mom pulled out a bag of peanuts and poured them into a plate. Here, snack on these while we wait. Her dad grabbed a few spicy peanuts, then out of habit pulled out his liquor bottle and took a swig straight from the bottle. Nobody noticed. The snake inside that bottle suddenly shot out of the opening and went straight down his throat. He grabbed his own throat, desperately trying to force something back up. His face turned red fast. My sister-in-law panicked and rushed over. Dad, what's wrong? Dad! We all stared at the bottle on the ground. We knew. Every one of us went pale. Nobody wanted to get close. He dropped instantly. You could see something moving down his throat past his chest, writhing in his stomach. Snake! The snake just came out of Dad's ear! Grandma moved fast, grabbed a rock nearby, and smashed the snake dead. She wailed at the top of her lungs, "You filthy beast, I'll kill you! My son, please wake up!" Her dad had always been into making snake wine. First time he had my parents over, he made my dad drink a cup. My dad ended up with aconitine poisoning and barely made it out. He'd probably forgotten he stuffed a live snake in there, and out of pure habit took a swig, let a venomous snake go straight down his throat. Nobody saw it coming. Once the shock set in, her whole family broke down crying. "No, we need to get my dad to the hospital right now, move!" But none of us could drive except her dad. We had no choice but to wait for an ambulance. Me and my nephew stayed with her dad while my sister-in-law, her mom, and grandma went to pack up the gear. My nephew was bawling, tugging at my sleeve. "Uncle, is my grandpa dead?" I looked at the crushed snake on the ground. Clearly a king cobra juvenile. That unmistakable hooded head made my skin crawl. "Don't be scared, I've got you." I kept my voice calm, but my eyes never stopped scanning the area. To keep the mama snake from targeting the wrong person, I sent my nephew away. "Go see what's taking your mom so long packing up and go hurry them." Once my nephew was gone, I used a stick to lift the dead snake and drop it into the pot that had just been used for the fish. That pot had cooked king cobra eggs. That smell was never fully coming out. Grandma was too cheap to toss a perfectly good pot. With the freshly cleaned fish still in there, you'd never notice the snake hidden inside. Once that was done, I tossed the stick in the river and waited for them to come back. They loaded the bags into the car and came back over. "This pot's still good. No point throwing it out. And we're taking those eggs home, can't waste them." It was getting dark. Her whole family was on edge. "Where's this ambulance?" "Mom, I haven't eaten in forever, I'm starving." For the authentic wilderness experience, my sister-in-law hadn't let my nephew bring any snacks, just a pot and some seasoning. "Baby's hungry? Come on, let me cook you some fish." She set up that same pot and started the fire. Her eyesight wasn't great. She didn't even look inside before lighting the fire. The fish cooked up just fine. Grandma wanted to boil the snake eggs for my nephew too, so she got up and headed to the car to grab them. The car wasn't far. We'd parked it on a nearby slope to stay close to the water. Grandma climbed up and popped the trunk. She pulled out the eggs and didn't notice the massive shadow rising behind her until something tapped her on the shoulder. She thought it was my nephew following her and was just about to say something,